Good evening, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us on our latest all-new edition of the Milford Informer. Once again, I am Milford TV Executive Director Tim Coet here with you. We're a little bit off on our normal Milford Informer schedule here. As we get deeper into the spring, we have been locked and loaded with events across the community here for the last several weeks, and it's only going to continue to ramp up in the weeks ahead as we have had a full schedule of municipal coverage. We have also been coming to the end of our spring sports schedule. We are ramping up with town meeting coverage next week. We have a host of Senior Week events for you leading up to our live coverage of the Milford High School commencement ceremonies as well. So a lot going on in the community. We have been busy out there covering all of these events for you, many of them live here on Milford TV. So we've been a little bit light on our Informer schedule. We'll get back to a more regular schedule for the Informer here in the weeks ahead. But in the meantime, we've got a couple of news pieces that we want to bring you this week. Our staff has been out covering some local events here lately, so we have two pieces for you to enjoy this week. We'll dispense with all of our typical formalities, and we'll share those two events back to back with you here coming up next.
Hi, I'm Scott Crisafoli. I'm the highway surveyor for the town of Milford. I'm also in charge of the stormwater compliance with the MS4 permit. So last summer we did a project here where we installed 2 rain gardens, there's one to my left, and a large infiltration system. What that's doing is it's taking the surface water and infiltrating it into the ground, which actually cleans the water, and then it charges the clean water back to the system. So what we're doing is removing phosphorus. But if you actually stand in front of one of these systems, you'll see a diagram. It basically tells you how it works and what happens and all the good things it does. The Charles River Watershed is the one that teamed up with us and funded a lot of the project, and we did some of it with contractors and some of it with the highway department, and together we got it all done.
The biggest threat to the river now is stormwater runoff, polluted stormwater runoff. Almost every paved surface in our entire watershed contributes to that problem. That's your buildings, your roads, your sidewalks. The rain hits those paved surfaces, and everything that's on those paved surfaces, your gasoline, your oil, your fertilizer, your pet waste, your salt, you name it, is carried straight into the storm drain, straight into the river, untreated. This pollution makes it hard for native plants and animal species to survive, creates cyanobacteria blooms that are very dangerous for humans and animals. So, how do we address every paved surface in our watershed? You work closely with your cities and towns because they are the ones making the land use decisions.
I'm the climate resilience specialist here at Charles River Watershed Association. I'm on the project team. It's a really awesome project. It not only cleans out a lot of water, I think it's 55 concrete mixer trucks a year, get back into the ground to help recharge the aquifer in the Milford's water supply. So it's helping clean the water, but also bring it back into the ground. It's a big educational opportunity right next to the schools, outdoor classroom for folks to be able to come, learn about the wildlife, the water, and the impacts of climate change and how projects like these will help address flooding and other stormwater concerns.
A while back, Mike Dean and Scott had approached me with this plan that they were going for this grant money, and after bringing it to the Park Commission, it was decided that this would be a great location to start this project, and we moved forward from that. The process going through, everyone was great. All the groups involved were very receptive to anything that we had to suggest. Community members come around, and there's questions being asked, and we can answer them. If we can't, we can find someone that can. This is a stepping stone for the project we have coming up. The Parks Department and the town just applied for a community block grant, which could bring the town a good amount of money that would go a long way in upgrading the whole park. And hopefully by the beginning of June, we have an answer on that. If we got the grant, we can move forward.
It's also an outdoor classroom. It's strategically placed with the middle school and an elementary school, and it's almost like an outdoor science class. You can learn about environment, you can learn about the various beneficial insects and wildlife that would come here, that would make this area conducive for them to come here. So it's a biology class, it's a zoology class, it's an entomology class, it's an environmental class. And that's fantastic. I think it's just outstanding that we have this, and we're very grateful.
This is certainly a great step in the direction of making sure that we have pure water for all. However, it is certainly not the end. I don't even know if it's the middle. It could be the beginning. The work is ongoing. The work continues. But the bright spot is all of our focus is the same. The municipality, the state, the federal government, private interest groups, we all want to clean up our water, and we are going to do that.
Here we go.
All right, I am here with one of the committee members. Would you mind introducing yourself?
Sure, yeah. I'm Tom Stearns from Milford, Mass., and I'm on the Milford Skate Park Committee.
What is it that you are trying to accomplish with this skate park?
We want a place for skateboarders, BMX, scooter kids to go and safely practice their sport. They're doing it anyways all over town, so let's give them a safe environment.
Is going really well so far.
Yeah, really happy with the turnout. Obviously, a lot of support from the community, like, great people. It's a great community, and we like hanging out together, and, all the vendor support. We got 30 different booths here that came out, and all of our friends put together the ramps out there. So, yeah, really, really happy with how it's going.
A special thank you to Milford TV producer Patrick Garapi for going out to cover that ribbon-cutting ceremony over at Town Park, and also to Milford TV intern Jack Ricca for covering the fundraising event for the skate park over at Plains Park, and also Jerry Maglita for turning those two news packages over for us with some nice editing there as well. So we continue to really appreciate the efforts of all of our staff. It's been a real team effort here over the last several months getting all of this coverage for you, so we certainly appreciate all of the efforts of our Milford TV staff and interns. As we wrap up this shortened edition of the Milford Informer for this week, we want to remind everyone out there that coming up on Monday, Milford will be holding their annual town meeting over at Upper Town Hall. That coverage will get underway around 7 p.m. as we will have that coverage for you once again here on Milford TV. You can watch that coverage live throughout all of our platforms. We will go live on all of our channels and also all of our web platforms as well, so you'll be able to take in the live coverage here on Milford TV. Of course, the meeting happening over at Upper Town Hall. So, of course, if you want to attend the meeting in person, it is happening at 7 o'clock over at Upper Town Hall. But if you're just looking to tune into the coverage, we will have it for you here on Milford TV live across all of our platforms. So make sure you tune into that coverage next week. And again, we have many events coming up for you in the days and weeks ahead, including all of Milford's senior events, including the Dick Corbin Sports Awards, the Senior Awards Night, the Senior Performance Night, and also leading up to the MHS commencement ceremonies for the class of 2023. And we also have a lot of coverage that will be coming out on our channels and on our video on demand platforms in the weeks ahead as well. We'll be hard at work turning over the latest Claflin performance, also the 50th anniversary GMCC concert, and a series of concerts for the Milford Public Schools as well. So we will have brand new content for you on all of our channels and all of our platforms coming up, so make sure you tune into all of that. And we'll also be rounding out our spring sports coverage with 2 final games next week, and then we'll look ahead towards any potential home playoff coverage that we might be able to cover for you as well. It is by far the busiest season of the year with events across the community, and we'll keep you up to date on all of those events here in the weeks ahead on Milford TV, and we'll recap many of them for you here on our next edition of the Milford Informer. We hope you will join us again next time. Until then, from all of us here at Milford TV, this is Tim Coet saying have a great week. So long, everybody.